जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
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 गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी
जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
नंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी
जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
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 हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे पावन हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी कृष्णानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नितिनामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagwat Gita class. Thank you for taking out your precious time and coming to attend this Gita class. We are continuing our discussion from Bhagwat Gita as it is. We are on chapter 6 entitled Dhyana Yoga. In this chapter, Krishna is explaining how a practicing devotee should practice this path of yoga so that ultimately they can connect to the Supreme Lord. There are various yogas described in Bhagavad Gita: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Of all these, Bhakti Yoga is the consistent theme in all the chapters of Bhagavad Gita. In every chapter you will find Krishna explaining some time or other this path of Bhakti Yoga. And even in this 6th chapter, although Krishna is describing this process of Ashtanga Yoga in great detail, what are the various rules and regulations, restrictions, yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, all these are the limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. But after describing all these limbs of Ashtanga Yoga, when Arjun tells Krishna, it is very difficult for me to practice whatever you are telling. Who is saying? Arjun. 5,000 years back, when he had such a mind control, he could control the movement of arrows with his mind. And he is saying, I cannot practice this Ashtanga Yoga, very difficult. At that time, Krishna, he describes that, Arjun, don't worry, this is the path of eternity. And whatever little endeavor you do, it is never lost. If a person cannot complete this path of spirituality, he'll again take birth in the family of either great devotees of the Lord or some rich person, so that they can practice spirituality without any other problems of the material life. And then after describing everything, the last verse of 6th chapter will recite this. Please take out the last verse, 6th chapter, 47th verse. In that, Krishna gives the conclusion of this entire chapter. The best form of yoga and the best type of yogi is described in this 47th verse. 47th, right? Yoginam api sarvesham?
Yeah.
We'll recite this. Yoginam api sarvesham Madgatenantaratmana Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam Same yuktatamo mataha. Translation, somebody can read. ऐसे पढ़ लीजिए. Can just read it like that.
And of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion.
So Krishna's opinion is the devotee is the best type of yogi. It is not that, oh, I cannot practice this yoga, so am I losing something? Am I missing something? Krishna says, no, you are not missing anything. The path of spirituality, specifically Bhakti Yoga, it is the best path which anybody can follow in this world. It is the easiest path. Of course, not so easy. As Srila Prabhupada would say, Krishna consciousness is simple but not easy. Why it is simple?
हरे कृष्णा करना
क्योंकि केवल चैंटिंग करना है. Why it is not easy? क्योंकि केवल चैंटिंग करना है. So that is the most difficult part. Because the mind needs so many engagements. Mind will say, थोड़ा ये भी कर लेते हैं, थोड़ा वो भी कर लेते हैं. That's why Srila Prabhupada also incorporated this deity worship. You chant and you worship the deities of the Lord. That is called as Pancharatra Vidhi. There are two paths. One is called as Bhagwat Vidhi, other is called as Pancharatra Vidhi. Bhagwat Vidhi has 9 limbs. That is beginning from Shravanam,
Kirtan.
then Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Sakhyam, Dasyam, Atmanivedanam. All these are the limbs of Bhagavad Vidhi, direct practices of devotional service. But apart from this, Srila Prabhupada gave us the another path also, that is called as Pancharatra Vidhi. That is the process of worshipping the deities of the Lord. Many devotees, they have deities in their homes, or they come to temple and take darshan of the deities of the Lord. They worship the deities of the Lord. That is very, very wonderful engagement for the mind. You can dress the Lord. You can offer bhoga to the Lord. You can do arti for the Lord. This is very, very absorbing engagement for the mind, because to chant whole day, although it is the Yuga Dharma means in every Yuga there is a particular religious process which can bring one to perfection. The Yuga Dharma for Satya Yuga was doing meditation for thousands of years in the forest. In Treta Yuga, the Yuga Dharma was Yajna.
Yajna.
In Dwapar Yuga, the Yuga Dharma was deity worship. And in Kali Yuga, the simplest is given to us. Because Krishna knows, पहले के 3 तो कलयुग के लोग हैं, कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे, माला भी कर लेंगे वही बड़ी बात है. It is not so easy to chant also, although it is the easiest. Yannamadheyam riyamana matura patan skhalan va vivasho grinan puman Vimukta karma argaluttamam gatim prapnoti yakshanti natam kalaujana. Bhagavatam describes, just by chanting the name of the Lord, Yannamadheyam riyamana, even if somebody is about to die. There is one chair here, Mataji. यहाँ पे एक big chair है. Mriyamanam, even if somebody is about to die on his deathbed, he is falling unconscious, can't remember anything. In that situation also, if somebody chants the name of the Lord, Vimukta karma argaluttamam gatim, he becomes free from all the bondage of the karmic reactions. Uttam gati mil jati hai. He can achieve the Supreme Lord's abode. But Kali Yuga people, they are so, जो भी लगा लीजिए, still they can't take. Still they don't take to it. The simplest is given, but still they don't take to it. So that's how the process of bhakti, which has chanting, hearing and all these things which we are doing, it is the easiest one. But if you want to go ahead in the spiritual path, we have to get connected to some very wonderful devotees and learn from them more. It's like all these classes, they are like very general classes where we teach basics of spirituality, devotional service. There are various other programs we have in our temple, in our society, where devotees, if they want to learn more, then they are taught higher levels of devotional understandings. So it should be our desire to go a little more ahead, to learn more and more. Otherwise, we'll get stuck at one level of spirituality. After some time of coming to our programs, we are able to chant some rounds. Chalo 8 mala pe aa jate hain. Some people, they come to 16 rounds also. After that, kya? Abhi ho gaya na abhi 16 mala. That is not the end of spiritual practices. That is the beginning of spiritual practices. There's much more to learn. So that is very, very important. So all these discussions should make us more and more inquisitive and desirous to learn more. We should not feel, हफ्ते में एक बार आ जाते हैं ना, कितना बड़ा पहाड़ चढ़ लिया है, ऊपर से आप बोल रहे हैं और कुछ करना चाहिए. That is impossible. process of spirituality, it is not so easy. What we are aiming for, it is not an easy thing. We are aiming for something really high. And if we want to really achieve it, we have to work hard accordingly. मतलब इन संसार में ordinary, if you want to crack a entrance exam, अभी बेचारा और ऋषिकेश हमारा कितना मेहनत कर रहा है. And Mataji's daughter is she also NEET का एग्जाम दे रही है. NEET is मतलब JEE हो गया, NEET हो गया, all these exams कितना मेहनत कर रहे हैं for exams of this world. To pass the exam of this material universe, उसके लिए मेहनत नहीं लगेगा, बहुत मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. क्या मेहनत करना पड़ेगा वो पब्लिक में नहीं बता सकते. One time Srila Prabhupada, he was in one temple and he had installed DT installation हो गया था, and then he was telling devotees you should do this also, some rules and regulations. And Prabhupada, and one devotee complained, Prabhupada, these are so many rules and regulations. Prabhupada said, I have just started telling something. If I'll tell you everything, you will faint. So that's why I'm not telling everything now. So the process of spirituality has lots of levels. So we should be eager to go to the next level of spiritual practices and try to become more and more steady and advanced. So that is what we should aspire for. We had completed 28th verse, it seems, last time.
28th बाकी है,
28, I think Gopinath Chandra Prabhu had completed 28th verse. We'll continue from 29th verse. So in 28th verse, Krishna described how a yogi who is self-controlled, he experiences higher levels of happiness. Sukhena Brahma Samsparsham Atyanta Sukham. He experiences extreme degree of happiness. And 29th verse describes how this person, how this devotee who has perfected his life, how he sees the world. This person is not a seeker now. This is a very common word, seeker. I am a seeker in spirituality. He is not a seeker. He is a seer. He has found what he was looking for, and how he looks at the things of the world, how he sees the world. That is described in the next verse. We'll recite this. सर्वभूतस्थम आत्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शनः.
A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere.
Sarvabhutastham Atmanam. So in all living beings, Sarvabhuta. Bhut means, oh wala bhut nahi. All the living beings, they are called as Bhuta. Sarvabhutastham. Stham means that who is living in all the living beings. Who is that? That is Paramatma. Paramatma is there. So in all living beings, this yogi who is described in 28th verse, what he sees? He sees Paramatma everywhere. And Sarva Bhutani Cha Atmani. Interestingly, he says, he sees all the living beings situated in that Supreme Lord. ऐसा कैसे होता है? He is saying, he sees Lord in everyone and everyone in the Lord. It looks a little contradictory, right? If Lord is in everyone, how can everyone be in the Lord? That is a contradictory nature of the Lord. Lord can do anything. That's why he is famous for reconciling all the contradictory facts. Just like there is a verse in Ishopanishad. हमारे यहाँ पे दो भक्ति शास्त्री वाले बैठे हैं. Ishopanishad. I think third verse, तदेजति तन्नेजति. कौन सा श्लोक है? अरे वाह. Which verse it is? Number कौन सा? Fourth. Okay. कोई बात यहाँ पे किसी को मालूम नहीं, आपको भी बोलेंगे चलेगा. One time, One time, one of the life members came to meet Srila Prabhupada, and he was telling, Swamiji, your disciples, they don't know Sanskrit, and they don't know any shlokas. Prabhupada became really angry. He called one devotee was going, he called her. Her name was Kaushalya. He said, Kaushalya? So he said, what are you speaking? All my disciples know all the verses of Ishopanishad and all the Bhagavatam, Gita. And he called this lady. And he said, Kaushalya, you start reciting verses of Ishopanishad. And she knew only 5 verses of Ishopanishad. So she started, Ishavasyamidam sarvam, then next word जो भी है वो सब बोलना शुरू किया. And inside she's sweating. Second हो गया, third हो गया, and she's crying inside. So Prabhupada, I know only 5. 4th verse and 5th verse. As she completed 5th verse, Prabhupada said, "That's it. That means she knows everything. You can go." So that was Prabhupada. So this verse said, Krishna is inside and he is outside of everyone. Tad ejati tanna ijjati. यहाँ पे हैं, यहाँ पे नहीं भी हैं. Tad dure, he is very far, he is in the spiritual world and he is very near also. Tad antarasya sarvasya, he is inside everyone and he is tadu sarvasyasya bahyataha. So how to reconcile all this? How he is far and near? He is there in the spiritual world and he is there in every atom also. Andantarastha paramanu chayantarastham. He is outside everyone, he is inside everyone. He is, as Paramatma, he is there. He is there, everyone outside, in all the living beings, in between the atoms. So that's how this yogi, he sees everyone in the Lord. That means, so first is, he sees Lord in everything. वो तो समझ गए. Everything in the Lord means? That means he understands that everything is coming from the Lord. Whatever we are seeing in this world, it is coming from the Lord only. So this is the vision of the perfected devotee. He doesn't see anything separate from the Lord. ये तो भगवान से अलग है. No, it is not the fact. Ikshate yoga yuktatma. This yogi who sees in this way, he is properly situated. And then such a yogi has a equal vision. Sarvatra samdarshanaha. Prabhupada writes in that purport. He says, a Krishna conscious yogi is the perfect seer, because he sees Krishna in everyone's heart as supreme soul, super soul. As Krishna speaks in the 10th chapter, 18th chapter, sorry. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridadeshe arjuna tishtati. Krishna is there in everyone's heart. Yeah, that's the next line of that. Yes, correct. So that's how this devotee, he sees the Lord in everyone's heart. And it is very, very interesting that if we want to apply this in our life, this is a very, very important principle. Because when we see the world has so many varieties, so many different types of people, different things, different objects, and they attract our attention. And as it is said, variety is the mother of enjoyment. When we see the world full of varieties, we want to enjoy, we think, wow, it is so very wonderful. But is it so? Actually, is it so? Achha, how many of you have been to a super mall and for shopping and you saw so many varieties of soap ke 50 varieties and talcum powder 50 varieties and any simple cream 50 varieties? How many of you got confused any time कौन सा खरीदना है? Many times. Like you get confused and you start thinking वही इसमें से कौन सा खरीदना है, and that selection process drains you. ये खरीदें वो खरीदें क्या करें, मतलब 2 चीजें होती हैं तो easy होता नहीं. But the variety, sometimes it feels that variety is good, but actually, you know what variety creates? It creates anticipation. Anticipation and hope that if I'll take this, I'll be happy. I'll enjoy if I take this. I'll enjoy if I take this. That anticipation is increased when we see the variety of the world. कोई बात नहीं, इससे नहीं मिलेगा तो इससे मिलेगा, इससे नहीं मिलेगा तो इससे मिलेगा. That is how the world is fueling our desires. The more we see the variety of this world, it increases our desires and it creates the illusion that I can be happy. Kuch na kuch to. Something will definitely give me happiness. If not this product or that product. The more the variety of this world is, the more the desires. Because ultimately all of us, we are seeking happiness, but the direction of what we are seeking is determined by what we feel is good for happiness. What do I want? For example, what gives a child happiness? If he's left to play whole day, he'll be happy. A teenager, what gives the teenager who is going to school and or college with his friends, boys and girls together, they increase that gives them happiness when they are with their friends. What gives the old man happiness?
Meeting people. Care.
Okay, when they meet their children, grandchildren, and if they are living their life without pain, that gives them happiness. As it is said, the bedroom smells differently at different periods. For few months after marriage, bedroom smells like perfumes and roses. Then for few years, it smells like Johnson's & Johnson's baby powder. Then after 30 years, Iodex, Amrutanjan. So that conception of happiness, what gives happiness, keeps changing, And for most of the people, they think if I'll enjoy things of this world, I'll be happy. But unfortunately, what Krishna says in the 5th chapter, 22nd verse? Yeah, yaad hai? Nahi yaad hai? Nahi yaad hai tumko? Yes, 5th chapter, 22nd verse. Please take out. Yeah. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkhayo naya evate adyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Translation please, somebody can read. Where's the mic? Yeah.
An intelligent person doesn't take part in the sources of misery which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasure have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them.
All the pleasures of this world, which people of this world think which give them pleasure, that doesn't give pleasure actually. All the pleasure fades away in due course of time. It doesn't stay for long. It is a very short-term pleasure. The pleasure of this world is very short-term. It is not such a big, it is hyped up pleasure. What we experience as pleasure, actually it is very little. As Prahlad, he says, Kutra shisha shruti sukha mrigatrishni rupa kvedam kalevaramashe sharujam viroha nirvidyate natu jano yadapiti vidwan Kamanalam madulavai shamayandurapai. He says, my Lord, where is auspiciousness in this world? Ashisha, where is Ashisha? It is all Shruti Sukha, sunne mein acha lagta hai. When you hear about the things of the world, you become really attracted. But it is like the mirage in the desert. Mrigatrishni Rupa, it is like the mirage in the desert. The more you go closer, you will find that it has receded away, it has gone away. Pains are a lot in this world, pleasure is very little. Kamanalam, the desire to enjoy is like burning fire. And the amount of fuel which is put in this fire is like a drop. Madhu lavai. Madhu means honey. Lava means a drop of honey. It is like the desire to enjoy is too much, and you are given only a drop of it. That's the pleasure of this world. And it leaves you what? If you are really thirsty, Nirjal Ekadashi आ रही है अभी. निर्जल एकादशी का नेक्स्ट डे सुबह 6 बजे का समय है. 6 बजे का पारण टाइम रहता है जनरली. And you are really thirsty and hungry, and you have come to temple, and they have announced that after Mangal Aarti everybody can go down and there is Nimbu Pani for everyone. And you'll be so very excited, chalo Nimbu Pani milega. And you are standing in line, and when your turn comes, a big glass is given, and उसमें 4 बूंद नींबू पानी डाला. बोले ये इतना ही मिलता है. नहीं, कुछ तो नहीं, इतना ही है इस संसार में. So that is the pleasure of this world. Desires are so much because the desire to enjoy is unlimited. But the problem is kamanalam madhulavai. Minta nahi hai zyada. So that's the problem of this world. Therefore, only when we practice spirituality, when we grow spiritually, when we learn from scriptures, then we realize that actually there is not much pleasure in this material world. It is all a big, big illusion which is created. All the billboards, all the advertisements, whatever they are saying, actual reality is far, far different. So that is the problem. Because happiness comes not by improving our standard of living, but by improving our standard of longing. What do I want? If I want things of this world, we will never be happy. What do I want? Because the things of this world, they have limited capacity to give us happiness. Our body has limited capacity to give us happiness. कितना निचोड़ेंगे ये body को? It is like वो गन्ने का जूस आप लोग, I have seen that person taking out sugarcane juice. First तो बहुत सारा एकदम ऐसा full flow, and then what he does? He twists it, double करके फिर से डाला, तो थोड़ा सा करके निकलता है. फिर third time again it is put, and then whatever is remaining it comes out. And if somebody thinks वो जो बचा हुआ the fiber which is remaining ना, let me go and chew on that. कितना निकलेगा उसमें से? So some people, when we are young, what we get by this body is like full flow of sense gratification. And as we are getting older, as it is said till 30, the health topics are till 30 health topics are boring. After 30 they are interesting. After 40 they are exciting. After 50 they are of concern. And after 60 they are the only things we talk about. So that is how this body is. कितना निचोड़ेंगे इस body को? This body has a limited capacity to give happiness. Only 5 parts of our body can give happiness. 5 senses. Any other part can give us happiness? आज तक किसी की, आज ना मेरी किडनी मुझे बहुत खुशी दे रही है. Doesn't work. How many parts of our body can give us pain?
Every part.
तो बॉडी किसके लिए बनाया है? आवाज नहीं निकल रही.
दुखालय और शाश्वत.
You know, when the reality dawns upon us, सच्ची प्रभु जी, ये तो कभी सोचा ही नहीं था हमने. हम तो सोचे थे and we live happily ever after. But this body is not made to give us happiness. It is designed by Brahmaji to give us pain. But the world creates a grand illusion that you can be happy. ब्रह्मा जी बेचारे इतना जोर जोर से बोल रहे हैं. भागवतम describes a beautiful verse. ब्रह्मा जी says, शुत्रित्र धातु बिरिमा मुहुरार्ध्यमाना शीतोष्ण वात वर्षा इतरेतराच्च कामाग्निनाच्युतरुषा च सुदुर्भरेण sampashyato manorukramasīdate me. So Brahmaji is lamenting, seeing the condition of all of us. He is saying, Kya banaya maine? Re, 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 re. These living entities are suffering in every way. Inside, Shuttritridhatu Bhirima, hunger, thirst, kapha vata pitta. ये तो कफ वात पित्त का श्लोक निकला है. शुत्र त्रिधातु बिरिमा, त्रिधातु कफ वात पित्त, always disturbed. That is internal. Externally, what is happening? Shita, Ushna, Vata, Varsha, heat, cold, rains. That is not sufficient. These are gross problems. Subtle problems. Kam Agnina, the fire of lust is burning. Achyutarusha, the anger never gets satiated. He says, Sampashyato, when I see all this, I really lament. So therefore, the whole world is advertising, you have this, you will be happy. You take this, eat this, see this, enjoy this, and you'll be happy. It doesn't happen like that. So therefore, when we start practicing spirituality, then the reality hits us. Sach mein nahi hai kya? I was running my whole life for this. And those who are fortunate, they realize this early. Most of us, we realize when we are 50s or 60s, when the body starts failing, then we start finding what is missing in my life. I try to do everything, but still, I am not getting that happiness which I worked for my whole life. What is missing in my life? If we are fortunate, then we get this type of thoughts. Most of the time, we don't get such thoughts also. 99.9% of the Janta doesn't get such type of thoughts. It is a rare thought. Because Krishna says in which verse? 7th chapter. Please take out 7th chapter. Krishna says that himself. The process of spirituality is really rare. 7th chapter, 3rd verse, Krishna says that. It is not an astonishing thing that very few people come to spirituality. It is really, really rare. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tattvataha. Translation please.
Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth.
It is really rare. So those who are actually getting this thought, why I am going through this, why I am suffering, that is a rare question. The quality of questions, our inquiries, they define us. What type of inquiries we make in this world, that defines who we are. Most of the people, they are inquiring for eating, sleeping, mating and defending. So they get solutions only for those answers, those questions. What you inquire, you will get answers accordingly. So spirituality teaches us, inquire about the higher subjects of life. Why I am suffering? Who am I? Is there a purpose of my life? Most of the people, they are really stuck when they are asked this question, what's the purpose of your life? Purpose? Kabhi socha nahi. That is what happens many times. Purpose means I'm working for my family, I'm working and earning money. What's the purpose? I never thought. So this one question really bewilders people. What's the purpose of my life? As Mark Twain said, there are two most important days in your life. The day you are born and the day you realize why. So this purpose, this question begins spirituality. That's why the Vedas begin with a very interesting question. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Atha, therefore. Ataha, now. Have you seen any book beginning with therefore now? Scriptures, they begin with this. Athato, therefore. Now you should inquire, because now you have got this human body. Inquire. Animals can't inquire. Only we can inquire. And gradually cultivate the spiritual knowledge that is given in Bhagavad Gita. That is what 4th chapter, 42nd verse, Krishna tells. Please cultivate this spiritual knowledge. It is rare knowledge. Cultivate spiritual intelligence, because our material intelligence may bewilder us. Our intelligence is corrupted. Virus lag gaya usme. We have to put an antivirus software to rectify our contaminated intelligence. 4th chapter, 42nd verse. You are there? Tasmad ajnana sambhutam
तस्मात् अज्ञानं सर्वोत्तम
Ritstam jnana sinatmanaha
विश्वं ज्ञानात् सदात्मिनः
Chitvainam samshayam yogam
जित्वेनं संशयोगम्
Atishtottishta bharata.
आतिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ भारत.
Yes, translation please.
Therefore, the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armed with yoga, O Bharata, stand and fight.
Armed with yoga. Ritstam Gyan Asina. Asina means sword. ज्ञान की तलवार उठाओ अर्जुन और युद्ध करो. Atishta Uttishta. Get up Arjun and fight. So this sword of knowledge is very, very powerful sword. It is said, pen is mightier than sword. You know this knowledge? This sword we should have in our life. Read scriptures regularly, read Bhagavad Gita regularly. How many of you really go back and in a week open Bhagavad Gita again? Okay, नहीं तो फ्राइडे आया है. फ्राइडे मतलब भगवत गीता ढूंढो यार. भगवत गीता रखी कहाँ वो भी. ओ लास्ट फ्राइडे को आके. So this happens many times, you know. We start thinking, भाई रखी कहाँ है भगवत गीता. So this Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada has given this subtitle as it is. Don't get inspired by it. As it is लिखा है ना प्रभु जी. Please read scriptures. Read regularly. These are our medicines. This will give us life. Just हफ्ते में एक बार आके 1 घंटे सुनने से नहीं होगा. Every day we should read it. Even if we don't understand, still read it. केवा नाही बुझे के हा सुनीते सुनीते से हा कि अद्भुत चैतन्य चरित कृष्ण उपजी बे प्रीति जानी बे रसेर रीति सुनिले बड़ा है हित. Kaviraj Goswami is writing in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He says, please read this every day. Even if you are nahi bujhe. Even if you are not understanding anything. Shunite shunite seha. Please keep on reading. Keep on hearing every day. What will happen? You will develop attraction for the Lord. Krishna upajibe priti. You will understand the nuances of spirituality. Otherwise, just coming once a week and reading this, you'll not get into the deeper aspects of reality. You will be swimming on the ocean of this spiritual ocean, superficial, surface of this superficial ocean. Very deep. Ocean is very deep. But if you are just swimming on the surface, what you'll get? You'll just get some fishes. If you want pearls of wisdom, क्या करना पड़ेगा?
Go deeper.
डीपर जाइए ना. डीपर कैसे जाएंगे? समय डालना पड़ेगा. If you want to develop relation with somebody, quality time and quantity time both are required, right? If you are not spending time with Bhagavad Gita, you will not develop relation with Bhagavad Gita. This is not a book. This is not an ordinary book. This is Krishna's words. And Krishna's words are non-different than Krishna. If you want to develop relation with Krishna, क्या करना पड़ेगा? समय बिताइए उनके साथ. We are so very eager to spend time with our friends and relatives. Please spend time with scripture also. Then all these verses, they will reveal themselves. Try to explain them to somebody. Try to speak at least one line, whatever we are reading, whatever we are hearing. the more we understand the glory of what we are getting in this spirituality, the more we will not be disturbed by the things of this world. I'll give you a simple example. If you are told that it is 1 kg gold, okay, and if now the condition is, if you go around in this Kalpataru campus and everyone will give you all the bad words, what you have to do is just keep 1 kg gold in your hand and move around. And if you can tolerate all the bad words without saying anything, this 1 kg gold will be yours. How many of us will be happily hearing all the gali? Can raise hands?
Everybody.
जो लोग नहीं बोल रहे हैं वो लोग बोल रहे हैं प्रभु जी 2 किलो भी दे देंगे ना. एक ही राउंड लगाना है क्या? 4 राउंड लगा लेंगे, उसमें क्या है? Why? What will help us and make us tolerate all the abuses? Otherwise कोई एक भी कुछ भी बोले, all our old dictionary will come out. But now we know, Arey Baba, what will I get? Please take out 2nd chapter, 65th verse. When we understand what we will get, tolerating the problems of this world, tolerating the insults of this world become easy. 2nd chapter, 65th verse. प्रसादे सर्व दुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्न चेतसो हि आशु बुद्धि पर्यवतिष्ठते. Prasade, when you get this prasad means mercy of the Lord. Sarva dukkhanam hani, you can easily tolerate all the problems of this world. Prasanna chetaso, you will be happy. लोग कितना भी गाली दें, you will be happy because हाथ में गोल्ड है ना, कोई कितना भी सुनाए, I am happy because I know what I'll get. So that is the path of spirituality. When we develop connection with the Lord, this person, Krishna is saying, Ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana. He sees everything equally. Whether you praise him or insult him, he's samadarshana. Because he's seeing. The soul also has eyes. Just like our body has eyes, soul also has eyes. Now we are seeing the world with our eyes, material eyes. When we are perfected, then we learn to see the world through the eyes of the soul. That is called as ikshate yoga yuktatma. Atma ke aankhon se dekhna shuru kariye. That is what will happen when we perfect our life. Sarvatra samadarshanaha. Another example I'll give you. If you are told that there is a glass full of water up to the brim, okay, and again you move around in the campus, and people will either glorify you or insult you. If you can manage going around the campus without spilling a single drop of water, you'll get a diamond necklace. How many of you will focus on the insults and the praises of the people? Any of you will focus on the insults and praises of the people? How many of you will focus on that glass which is full of water up to the brim? Yes. Everybody, right? Because Baba, this is more important. You'll not even recognize kisne kya bola. That's how focused you will be. So that is the practice of spirituality. When we are focused on the Lord, when we are seeing Lord everywhere, whether you insult me or praise me doesn't matter. Praises also don't disturb a person. Insults don't disturb this devotee. Praises don't excite this devotee. So that is in store for us. Sarvatra samadarshanaha. Prabhupada writes in the purport something. The perfect yogi knows that the Lord is eternally transcendental and he is not affected by anyone. He is there in everyone's heart. Can you imagine? He is there in the heart of a man also, heart of a dog also, heart of a worm in the stool also. Still, he is not affected by any of this. He is completely transcendental. The externals, they don't disturb or contaminate the Supreme Lord. Similarly, a devotee who has perfected his life, a spiritualist who is completely in touch with the Lord, he is not affected by the externals. Etadishanamishasya prakritistopi tadgunaiः na yujyate sadatmasthai yatha buddhi tadashraya. Bhagavatam describes the position of the Lord and the position of the devotees of the Lord. Etad ishanam ishasya. So the context is, it is described in first canto. Krishna, he is coming from Hastinapur and he is entering Dwarka. How many queens Krishna had? 16,108 queens. They are all the expansions of goddesses of fortune, Lakshmis. Very beautiful. And as Krishna is entering Dwarka, all these queens, they are eagerly waiting, trying to attract Krishna to come to their palace. And it is described, they are smiling, they are glancing at Krishna. They are making all the endeavors so that Krishna comes to their palace first. But it is described, Krishna is not disturbed by any of their smiles and glances. He is attracted not by the externals. He is attracted by the devotion of the queens. Uddama bhava pishunama laval guhasa vrida valoka nihato madanopi asam sammohya chapamajahat pramadottamasta yasya indriyai vimathitum kuhakaina sheku. They are showing all the feminine beauty, but still they are not able to attract Krishna by their external beauty. Krishna is attracted by their devotion. So that's Krishna. And Sudha Goswami says similarly, the devotees of the Lord are also not attracted by externals. That is the power of practicing spirituality. Will not be disturbed by the externals. As it is said, we have heard this many times, miseries are compulsory in this world, but suffering is optional. Spirituality teaches us how to go through the miseries without suffering, how to transform calamities into opportunities. This art is taught in Bhagwat Gita. Nowhere it is taught. How to transform the calamities into opportunities. Mahavipattau samsare yasmaret madhusudana vipattau tasya sampatti bhavet ityaha shankara. Vipatti will become sampatti. When we learn to remember God in all situations in a grateful way. Gratitude. It is not a part of spirituality. To be grateful is bhakti. Be grateful for whatever is happening in our life, whether good things or the bad things. To begin with, we should be expressing our gratitude every day for whatever good things which are happening in our life. Slowly we will also say thank you Krishna for all the bad things which are happening in our life. Because ultimately we deserved much more. Tatte nukampa susamikshamano. It is great mercy of the Lord, oh my Lord. You have given me really less. I deserved much more. So that is the wonderful process of spirituality. So this yogi, he sees everywhere Krishna and he sees Krishna in everything. So that is the beauty of practicing spirituality. Next verse is another very beautiful verse on the same lines. Okay, before we go ahead, any questions anybody has so far? Or thoughts, any thoughts or comments?
प्रभु जी
Ah, yes.
10.20 में भी वही बताया ना, अहम आत्मा गुणाकेश सर्वभूताशय स्थित.
Yes. Aham atma gudakesha sarvabhutashaya sthita aham adishcha madhyam cha bhutanam ante eva cha. Yes. Many places Krishna speaks like this. I am seated in everyone's heart. Any questions or we'll go ahead?
You're supposed to tell us about sleeping positions.
Okay. Yeah, there was a question which was put in another group. क्या क्वेश्चन था प्रभु जी ने क्या क्वेश्चन था
सोने की दिशा कौन सी होनी चाहिए?
Yeah, so in somebody, I think Anush Prabhu had
Anush
put a
Prabhu
question
ने
on the another group that in Ayurveda it is just आपके लिए question है. Ayurveda or some Vedic scriptures, they describe when you sleep in certain direction you get certain type of results. When you sleep in south direction your health increases. East direction में कुछ तो और होता है, north में, south में. How much it matters for a spiritualist, especially a practicing devotee? How much it matters? How much emphasis we should give to all these things which are mentioned in scriptures? They are bona fide, they are right. But how much we should give emphasis, especially when we are practicing devotional principles? These are all refined sciences of Vedas, no doubt about them. They are not wrong, they are all right. But if we are putting so much emphasis only on these things and forgetting the power of bhakti which we are practicing, it is described that when we clap hands in the kirtan of the Lord, all our lines change, our fate changes. Karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. All the karmic reactions are destroyed by the power of bhakti. So although on one hand all these are right, but when we are practicing this process of spirituality, we should not be over obsessed by all these things. Just like in the Vedic scriptures it is described that the temples, the deities should always face east. ऐसा होता है ना? How many of you been to Radha Gopinath temple?
Facing west.
Can anyone tell me which direction our Gopinath deity is facing?
West facing.
They are facing south. That's the worst direction to be. There are many ISKCON temples which are built on graveyards. Because that's the place devotees got. So, when we see the external rituals which are mentioned in the Vedas, they are all right. We should not refute them, we are not against them. But don't underestimate the power of bhakti. Spirituality, especially Krishna consciousness, is immensely powerful. It is all powerful. It can change anything. हम लोग मूवी का गाना ही सुनेगा न होनी को होनी कर देगा. If an ordinary person of this world can claim all this, what to speak of Krishna? He is the Supreme Lord. He is Akhila Koti Brahmanda Nayak. He is all powerful. He is the source of everything. He can do anything and everything. We have seen many devotees, their lives have changed practically. We have one devotee in our temple. According to his charts, he was to live only till 2018. He's still surviving happily. Of course, he had many health issues. He has many health issues. But the astrologer, he said, according to your charts, you're about to be dead by 2018. But because you are practicing this chanting Hare Krishna, you are still surviving. So please understand, the greatest of the astrologers, they always say this, that are you a devotee of Krishna? Then whatever I am saying, it may come true, it may not come true. So all these Vedic sciences, they are all right, all perfect. But the problem is we are practicing bhakti. It is all powerful. It can do anything. But we should not consciously do some things which are not to be done. अच्छा भक्ति इज ऑल पावरफुल क्या? अच्छा ठीक है, वो 25वें माले से कूदेंगे तो use your intelligence. We are supposed to practice spirituality in a way Krishna tells us. We should not doubt the process. Or aprarabdha phalam papam kutam bijam phalonmukham kramena eva praliyeta Vishnu bhakti ratatmanam. The process of bhakti is all powerful. It destroys all our karmic reactions. So when it is said that okay, इधर करेंगे तो धन मिलेगा, इधर सर करके सोएंगे तो स्वास्थ्य होगा, these are all externals when it comes to practice of bhakti. Even if it is in your bhagya, if Krishna desires, he may not give you something. Just like Sudama, he went to Krishna to get something, and Krishna didn't give him directly everything. And Sudama, he said, why Krishna didn't give me all the wealth? Because he thought if I'll get wealth, I'll forget him. So Krishna, he knows what is the best for my devotee. So that's how it is. But consciously we should, if there are some chances, okay, if there is a position, okay, sleep in the keeping head in the south or the east, okay, I have heard that it is good for health, okay, sleep in the eastern direction or southern direction, what's the problem? But नहीं अभी ना ऐसा बोला है कि इधर सोना नहीं है तो आज एक काम करते हैं, आज रात जागरण करते हैं. Then you will not be able to function properly next day. So इसको बोलते हैं नियमाग्रह. There is a principle, niyamagraha. Niyamagraha means
Following rules and regulations mentioned in the scriptures. Following rules.
Mike. There are two meanings of this niyamagraha.
Following rules and regulations that are mentioned in the scripture, and not following the rules, acting whimsically.
Yeah. So the two meanings are following rules and regulations just for the sake of following. मतलब करने के लिए कर देते हैं. I don't know why I am doing this. And rejecting the rules and regulations which are really difficult to do. ये तो बहुत ही मुश्किल है, ये तो करने की जरूरत ही नहीं. I can't do it. So sometimes we are caught up in this. या तो करते हैं बिना सोचे समझे या फिर छोड़ देते हैं. So we should use our intelligence. When to follow something, when not to follow something. Okay. Prabhupada, when devotees went and told Prabhupada, we are getting a land, but it is on the graveyard, what to do? They are giving it a much cheaper price. Prabhupada said, please take it. But after some times, devotees were getting haunted by the ghosts. Not true. And devotees, Prabhupada said, no problem, do kirtan. And they did kirtan, loud kirtan they were doing, and then after some time, the ghosts went away. So it is not about externals. Bhakti is very, very powerful. I'll tell you another example. In our temple, there is a small kitchen, there is a base class. लक्ष्मी नारायण मंदिर देखें आप लोग हमारे मंदिर में जो गए हैं, उसके सामने जो बिल्डिंग है ना उसको बोलते हैं बेस, भक्तिवेदांत अकेडमी फॉर कल्चर एजुकेशन. There the classes are taken. If you go a little ahead, you will find a small kitchen where the Lord's sweets are made. मधुरम बोलते हैं उसको, रसगुल्ला, रसमलाई, बर्फी, संदेश, sweet rice. All these are made there every day. Previously, this was the place where toilets were there. But then we needed a place to make, and there was no other place. So ideally, if you tell in the outside world all these things, those who are ritualistic people, smart Brahman बोलते हैं उनको, they are so very attached to rituals. They will say, क्या कर रहे हैं लोग, किधर भगवान का भोग बना रहे हैं लोग. But now it was decided this is the only place we have. They cleaned it, they chanted, they used Ganga water to clean that place, chanted the Hare Krishna mantra, and now the Lord is, being offered all these wonderful bhoga which is made there. So when it comes to spirituality, it is, especially bhakti, it is really wonderful. The more you enter into the depths of bhakti, you will be amazed to see, wow, I didn't know that this is the process which I am practicing. I thought this is only about chanting Hare Krishna mantra. This is much more than chanting Hare Krishna mantra. This is all powerful process. Any other questions? I'll not continue ahead. Any questions if anybody has? We can take. It is already around. Okay, we have some time. Yes, anybody has any questions? Yes, Prabhuji. You can take the mic, Prabhu. Somebody can give the mic, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Just to get some more clarity, could you just explain this? We keep hearing philosophy of Mayavadis not be followed. What exactly is the philosophy? I know you've covered this a couple of times earlier, but just to get some more clarity on this.
Mayavad means, in simple one line, I can become God. That is the philosophy which some people they follow. Some people, many people they follow. You follow this path and you will realize that you are God. Now you have forgotten that you are God. ऐसे कैसे भगवान है जो भूल जाते हैं? So that is the process which Mayavadis they follow. That okay, now you are not understanding because you have forgotten that you are God. You follow this path and then you will realize that you are God. So, and what they do, they take out some of the statements from scriptures which they can easily manipulate. For example, Aham Brahmasmi. The literal meaning of this is I am Brahman. So somebody may say, well, dekho, scriptures are saying that you are Brahman. But it is not describing the quantity, it is the quality. Qualitatively, we are almost same as God. Example, gold particle and the gold mine. What is the similarity?
Quality.
Quality. Both are gold. Difference? Quantity. Sun ray and the sun. What is the similarity? Both have the power to burn. Both are hot. Both create heat. But quantitatively, it is sun ray, it is sun. Anyone knows any other example?
Sea.
A drop of ocean
Ocean.
and the ocean. Same quality, but quantity, it is much difference. Fire and spark. So that is the examples which are given. But these Mayavadis, these people, they say, no, you can become God. You have forgotten that you are God. But Krishna very clearly says in the second chapter, we were all existing separately, individually in the past. We are existing now individually and we will continue to exist individually. Which word says this? Second chapter, 12th verse. Please take out that. Second chapter, 12th verse. We recite this together. Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadhipa na chaiva na bhavishyama sarve vayamatav param. All these kings, they were existing in the past. They are existing now. And they will continue to exist in the future. Individuality is always maintained. We never lose our individuality. But these people, they are expert in manipulating some scripts, some verses. एक तो ब्रह्मास्मि, दूसरा है तत्त्वम असि, you are that. So aham, I am that. Sarvam khal vidam brahma, whatever you see is Brahman. So ये सब चीज़ों को ना easily manipulate किया जा सकता है. So that's why we should be very, very careful. It is all pervading. Everywhere you will find in India, this is a very, very prominent misconception. Because this is a desire of a living being to become God. उसके लिए तो यहाँ पे आए हैं, भगवान बनने के लिए आए ना हम यहाँ पे. You are with God, we left him, we came here because we wanted our own kingdom. So it will come out somehow or other. And there are sages who support this theory. So it is our fortune that we are saved from this devastating theory, philosophy, Mayavad. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Prabhuji, Mayavadis, they also make one people among themselves.
Sorry?
They make one among themselves one goal who can be richer and like that also.
I didn't understand the question.
So Mayavadis also make one among them a god. So that is that so also?
No, they every one of them, when they meet each other, they address each other as Om Namo Narayanaya. You are also Narayan, I am also Narayan. Especially when they become sannyasis. No, the sannyasis, they address themselves as Narayan only. I am Narayan, you are Narayan. Because I am God, you are God. So that is their understanding about this. Okay, so it seems there are no other questions.
They also say Nars and Narayan.
हाँ भाई नर वो कुछ प्रभुपाद भी बोलते हैं, वो लोग बोलते हैं दरिद्र नारायण सेवा. हाँ नहीं सुने आप लोग, वो बोलते हैं दरिद्र नारायण सेवा करो. क्यों भाई, आपको दरिद्रों में नारायण दिख रहे हैं, अमीरों में नारायण नहीं दिख रहे हैं. So that's what Prabhupada would say. If you are seeing only Narayan beggars and poor people, you are not seeing Narayan in rich people. What type of God is this? So, such Mayavadis, they promote philanthropy more. नर की सेवा करो, नर सेवा ही नारायण सेवा है. We have discussed in great detail about this मानव सेवा, माधव सेवा, हमने बहुत बड़ा डिस्कशन किया है पहले. So all these is coming from Mayavad conceptions. So that's how we should understand this.
Really, there was in 3.30, I think they have mentioned that तीन गुण जो कि हमारी प्रवृत्ति में
माइक ले लीजिए. 3.30 मयि सर्वाणि कर्माणि संन्यस्य अध्यात्म चेतसा, क्या है उसमें?
उसमें आई थिंक उसके पर्पस में मेंशन है कि देयर आर 3 काइंड्स ऑफ गुण विच आर. तो आपने बताया इन 3 गुणों के बारे में, थोड़ा इसके बारे में दोबारा एक बार बता सकते हैं कि
The 3 modes of material nature.
यस, उसमें पर्पस में लिखा हुआ है, लेकिन समवेयर
मतलब हमने तो कितने बार बताया है ना. 14th chapter also describes, the title of the 14th chapter is only 3 modes of material nature. मतलब just to give a common example, I have given many times. Friday सुबह में आज भगवत गीता क्लास सुनने को मिलेगा. Wow, I'll get to hear something good. अच्छा लगेगा. That is mode of goodness. Now you come in the class and you sit and भी प्रभु जी 8:30 तक बोलते हैं. फिर कभी कभी 8:40 तक बोलते हैं, बट 40 तक तो ख़त्म कर ही देते हैं. एंड इफ आई कंटिन्यू 8:45, अंदर से प्रभु जी धीरे से आवाज आती है. फिर 8:50 हो गया, प्रभु जी ये क्या कर रहे हैं आप? एंड इफ इट इज 9 o'clock, प्रभु जी आपको तो कुछ काम है नहीं, हमको तो घर पे जाके बहुत कुछ करना है. दिस इज नॉट फेयर, यू शुड स्टिक टू द टाइम. डिसिप्लिन प्रभु जी, डिसिप्लिन. So this is which guna setting in? Restlessness. That is called as passion, rajogun. When you are restless, you become restless. And sometime in the class, if somebody is seen sitting peacefully, एकदम हिलते भी नहीं है, शांति से बैठते हैं, आवाज भी नहीं करते हैं, तो 2 चांसेस हो सकते हैं. सोए पड़े नहीं है, सोने की तैयारी कर रहे हैं. So this is called as ignorance. So basically, sattvam sukhe sanjayati, rajastani bharata, jnanamavitta tu tama pramade sanjayatyuta. Sattva and people are in mode of goodness. To understand in the secular terms, mode of goodness means when you live your life in terms of the laws of nature. That is called as mode of goodness. Mode of passion means that circumstance, that mode in which your desires are unlimited. I want more and more and more to enjoy. And that desire never ends. The attraction between man and women is described by that, rajogun. The desire to get things in this world, passion. And ignorance means laziness, procrastination. मतलब करने का मन नहीं कर रहा है, सोते रहो. प्रमाद, आलस्य, निद्रा. So these are, the 3 modes in nutshell. Everything in our life is determined by the 3 modes. Morning time, sattva guna. It is easy to practice spirituality in morning time. Afternoon hours, rajoguna. Night hours, tamoguna. Music is in the 3 modes. How many of you like classical music? Okay, very few. बजता रहता है, आलाप करते रहते हैं कोई, तो भाई ठीक है. नींद नहीं आ रही है तो चलो. हाउ मेनी फील लाइक बॉलीवुड सॉन्ग्स? which we are not supposed to listen too much. Some of us like Bollywood songs, which creates passion. Which creates passion. How many feel like rock music?
जो हाथ बता
सब पसंद
कमेंट
है
करूं कि नहीं करूं? नहीं ना, ठीक है. So that is ignorance music, you know. Food is also in the three modes. You know, vegetarian food. आयु सत्व बलारोग्य सुख प्रीति विवर्धना रस्या स्निग्धा स्थिरा हृदया आहारा सात्विक प्रिया. Food which increases lifespan, which gives us freedom from disease. Good food in the mode of goodness. Vegetarian food. Food in the mode of passion. Katu, amla, lavana, ati ushna, tikshna, ruksha, vidahina. Very bitter, very salty, very hot, very cold. Tikha. How many feel like spicy food? मजा आता है तुम खा के एकदम.
कोई नहीं बोलेगा.
आँख से आंसू आ रहे हैं फिर भी खा रहे हैं एकदम. मिर्ची खा रहे हैं और आँख से आंसू आ रहा है फिर भी खा रहे हैं और मजा आ रहा है. ऐसा 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 करके खा रहे हैं. और नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग क्या होता है?
और मजा आएगा.
हमने फिर लैमेंटेड, नहीं खाना चाहिए था यार, गलती किया. That is mode of passion food, which creates शोक मोह अमय प्रदा. दुख होता है वो खा के बाद में, बीमारियां आती हैं और शोक होता है, शोक मोह अमय प्रदा. And food in the mode of ignorance, that which is decomposed, stale, all the non-vegetarian food, onion, garlic, all this comes in the food mode of ignorance. So basically everything in our life, it is governed by the modes. The process of spirituality is come to at least sattva guna. That is where we start practicing spirituality at the very sustainable way. To practice spirituality in Rajoguna and Tamoguna is very difficult. If you are living a life of Rajoguna and Tamoguna, to practice spirituality is really difficult. So that's why at least come to Sattva. Get up early in the morning, vegetarian food, hear Kirtan, chant the names of the Lord. They are not just Sattva, they are Shuddha Sattva. Okay. जब हम 14th chapter पहुंचेंगे ना, we'll discuss in detail.
17th में भी वही है ना.
17th, 14th, 17th, 18th, all these chapters, they describe modes of nature. Any other questions? Yes, Prabhu.
Only one off the topic.
Yeah.
About-
We are here to discuss off the topic questions only.
Sorry.
वो
It's
कभी कभी
regarding,
टॉपिक वाला पूछते हैं लोग. Mike, can take the mic, please.
It's regarding fasting.
बहुत
Not-
important question है. बोलिए.
None of the scriptures, as I know, tell about fasting. You will attain God or you will attain this thing. Even Bhagwat Gita, as you always said, it's the manual of our people. As far as I know, only in chapter 6, where we have the Dhyan Yoga, where we are connected, there Krishna says only about food, that you should not eat in excess and not eat in this thing,
Correct.
just to control the mind.
Correct.
So why this fasting, where it's come from?
It is not in Bhagwat Gita so much, but we should understand Bhagwat Gita was a manual which was given to Arjun on the battlefield. It was an emergency edition. If you want to read in the detail, there is another Gita which Krishna spoke to Uddhav. That is called as Uddhav Gita. In that it is described in detail. The fasting is an integral part of our Vedic culture. It is there in many scriptures. Ekadashi fasting and all those fastings which people observe, they are all mentioned in scriptures. They are not just ठीक है अपने मन से बनाए हुए हैं. No. They have a very nice logical understanding, and of course the spiritual understanding is also there. But bodily, physically also it is good, and materially also it is very much important. You'll find in many of the Satyanarayan ki puja में भी वो सब, most of the times you will hear what? Material results. ये पूजा करो तो ये मिलेगा, वो पूजा करो तो वो मिलेगा. But we are not interested in all the material results. Therefore, we only do that thing which will give us spiritual credits. Ekadashis which we do, outside people also do. At least भारत में तो सबको मालूम है एकादशी होती है. Many people they observe Ekadashi. But most of the times Ekadashi is observed for some material benefits. We observe Ekadashi for pleasing the Lord. So the difference is in the consciousness. What is your intention behind a particular activity? That will decide the result. If you want material things, as Krishna says, 4th chapter, 11th verse, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stathaiva bhajamyam. Krishna says, you come to me, the way you come to me, I'll reciprocate accordingly. If you go to Krishna and ask for material things, he'll give you material things. If you go to Krishna and ask for some spiritual benefits, he'll give you bhakti. So it depends on the consciousness. What do you want? It is Kalpataru. Vedic scriptures are Kalpataru. They are desire fulfilling tree. It depends on what we want to get from this Kalpataru. You want the wealth of this world, you will get it. If you want spiritual realizations, you will get it. So that's what we have to understand. What do I want? Okay. Yes, last question we'll take.
Last topic.
Parshuram, Prabhuji said one day Parshuram ji ka appearance है? बंद हो गया नाम सुन के. It's appearance. It's the birthday of Parshuram.
Appearance day.
Appearance day. Yeah. Sunday to Monday. अपना तो Monday.
सोमवार है अक्षय तृतीया.
Our Vaishnav calendar is Monday.
ये नरसिंहदेव का भी है ना, नरसिंहदेव भी प्रकट हुए ना वो
बाद में एंड में.
Parshuram is one of the avatars of the Lord. Ete cham shkala pumsa krishnastu bhagavan swayam. Lord has many avatars. How many avatars Lord has? As many waves are there in the ocean, as many avatars are there. Avatara hi asankhyeya hare sattva nidhe dvija yatha vidasinah kulya sarasasyu sahasrashah. As many waves, as many avatars. हम लोग खाली 10, 12, 14, 15 जानते हैं. So one of the avatars is Parshuram. Parshuram, he represents the that Shakti of the Lord which comes to destroy when the Kshatriyas, they deviate from the principles of Dharma. I'll not go into the detail of it. Parshuram, his father Jamadagni, he was killed by another very powerful king. His name was Kartivirya Arjuna in an unfair way. And Parshuram, he became so angry, he killed Kartivirya Arjuna. There were many kings who were supporting Kartivirya Arjuna. So Parshuram killed all of them. In fact, he destroyed all the Kshatriyas on this planet for 21 times. And so many Kshatriyas were killed. The blood of all those Kshatriyas created a lake. And that lake was described as Samanta Panchak. It is there somewhere in the northern India. So that is that is Parashuram. He's actually a Brahman, but he changed his duty and dharma to become a Kshatriya. It is not so easy to change the nature. But Parashuram is one of the persons who changed his nature and became Kshatriya.
चिरंजीव है ना.
He is one of the Chiranjeevis also. So Parashuram, he is one of the avatars. He is the Supreme Lord, but he is not so much mentioned. Just like he is not. We are not so much into worshipping of Parshuram, because our goal is worshipping of Krishna or Ram or all the other prominent avatars, Narsimha. Parshuram is one of the great avatars of the Lord. He is also included in one of Dasha avatars. So there are many stories about him. I don't want to get the detail of how he killed that Kartivirya Arjun and what was the story. Anyways, yes, bro. Yeah.
If he was an avatar, why do we call him?
What do you call him? Chiranjeeva. Okay. Because he will be there till the end of this. You can just
All avatars like that?
No. You can switch off the mic. Yeah, not all avatars they stay. The avatars they come, they perform their leela and they go back. But this one avatar stays till the end of the day of Brahma. चिरंजीव मतलब ब्रह्मा जी के दिन के अंत तक जो जी जाते हैं उनको चिरंजीवी बोल देते हैं. One day of Brahma is 4,32,000 into 10 into 2 into 1,000. That is one day of Brahma. So this life duration is the person they are called as Chiranjeev. Okay, so thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagwat Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, सब बोलिए. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, loudly please. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, एक बार और साथ में। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, One more time. Loudly please. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, don't say Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. जय कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, प्रह्लादनाददायिने, हिरण्यकाशिपूर्वक्षः, शीलकाङ्कानकालाये, हितो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा, यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा, नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा, नरसिंहमरिं शरणं प्रपद्ये, तव करकमलवरेणका अद्भुत शृङ्गार, ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा, केशवदीता नरहरिरूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा, केशवदीता नरहरिरूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, Jaya Narasimhadev, 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 Jaya Narasimhadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. जय सर्व विघ्न विनाशक लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय। भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna. Anyone who's come for the first time today to our program? I can see some new devotees here. Anybody has come for the first time today? I think you have come for the first time. Yes. Your good name, Mataji? Rita Mataji. You stay in Kalpataru?
No, I stay in Ghatkopa West.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. And who else? I think you have come earlier, Mataji? Right. Okay, in this class, I think. Okay, Orchard, you had attended Gita course, I think. Okay, okay. Somewhere I have seen you. Your good name? Pallavi Mataji. Okay, thank you. Anyone who has come? Anyone else? Okay, so we welcome Rita Mataji and Pallavi Mataji to our program. We pray to Radha Gopinath Ji to bestow their choicest blessings on all these wonderful souls, and we pray that this marks a very beautiful, auspicious beginning, spiritual beginning in their lives. We welcome all these devotees in our traditional style by very, very loudly chanting 3 times.
Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.
We hope and pray that you keep coming and inspiring all of us. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Mahaprasade Govinde,
Mahaprasade Govinde,
Nama Brahmani Vaishnave,
Nama Brahmani Vaishnave,
Svalpa Punyavatam Rajan,
Punyamarajan,
Vishwasunaiva Jayate,
Vishwasunaiva Jayate,
Sharira Vidyaja,
Sharira Vidyaja,
Janendriya Tahika,
Janendriya Tahika,
Jive Phale Vishaya Sagare,
Jive Phale Vishaya Sagare,
Dhar Madhye Jivati,
Dhar Madhye Jivati,
Lobha Maya Sudurmati,
Lobha Maya Sudurmati,
ताके जेता कठिन संसारे,
Takjeta Katin Sansare,
कृष्ण बड़ा दयामय,
Krishna Vadayame,
परिवारे जीव जा,
Jiva
स्वप्रसादन दिलो भाव,
Prasad Nilo,
संयन्नामृत पाओ,
Namritapa,
राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ,
Radha Krishna
हृदय डाको श्री चैतन्य निताय,
Yanta Ko Shri Chaitanya,
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य,
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैता गदाधर, श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री भगवत महाप्रसाद की। Thank you. So Monday we are having another very auspicious event. We have 1 year of Shri Shri Nitaya Mayapur Chandra at the beautiful home of Tarun Prabhu and Renu Mataji and Anusha. So they are inviting all of us for a small program at their home. 1B, 2B, 2B21. The details will be put on the group. If anybody is there, please come and inspire them and take inspiration from them. They have invited beautiful deities of Shri Shri Nitaya Mayapur Chandra last year. So it marks 1 year for them. So please come. Hare Krishna. Thank you.